Racing games are not a perfect genre. There are multiple subgenres you have to go through. Do you want to do a realistic racing simulation game, like Richard Burns Rally, Assetto Corsa, Grand Prix 4, or NR 2003? Do you want to do a soft body physics realistic racing game, such as Rigs of Rods, which is basically BeamNG Drive before it was a thing? Or do you want to do arcade racers like Mario Kart, Super Tux Kart, or many other racers of this specific subgenre? Or do you want to do Simcade, like a couple of the Need for Speed games? This is very unfortunate, but some of the sim racing communities that I have seen are absolutely toxic, to the point where I'm not even going to be playing any of these titles due to their toxicity. And this is going to ring true with, I guess, what people call the premier racing simulation title out there, iRacing. iRacing is a subscription-based simulation title with a very horrible business practice. Their model is just, why in the world would you do this? Their community, most of it is absolutely toxic, because all they are just people that clearly do not have an idea of what competition is. If something happens to you, if something bad happens during competition, which, well, happens all the time, then these people get absolutely angry, and they just will berate you and take their anger out on you, if you happen to be in their crosshairs. So that's another reason why I will not be getting an iRacing subscription. Also, the physics for iRacing are actually not very realistic at all. It's literally an arcade racing game at this point. It is laughable, the claims of iRacing being the best racing sim out there. I do not believe this to be the case. Quick disclaimer if you didn't get it already in the beginning. I am not a paying member of iRacing, and I will never be getting a subscription to iRacing. So at this point, because I'm not bound by Article 134 of their sporting code, I can say whatever the heck I want within reason about iRacing. But let me get back to racing simulation games in general. While yes, I love the racing sims that I'm currently playing, like this one in the background being GP4, or Assetto Corsa, which I've played on the channel in the past. Even some other arcade racers like Need for Speed Carbon and Need for Speed Most Wanted. Unfortunately, the issue with the racing game communities, some of them, are that they are absolutely toxic to the point where I wouldn't want to associate with any of these folks because of their potential to just be set off by something you say about the games in which you are playing, about the titles in which you are racing in. This is why I tend to go for older titles, because older sim racing titles did it better than some of the newer ones. Unless, of course, you actually learned from some of the greats and combined those together, like Kuno Simulazioni did with Assetto Corsa. Unfortunately, why do we not have games like this nowadays? Why do we not have games where you can be super realistic and make it a hardcore racing experience? Why does it not make sense for you to do this type of stuff? I know why. Corporate greed. That's all you need to know. But anyway, this is my personal opinion when it comes to racing games of this spectrum, the simulation genre. That is all for me for today. Thank you, and good night.